MGF Custom/Reviews.
What's going on, guys? It's Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing a review on one of the brand new LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2013 sets, and this one is Spider-Man Daily Bugle Showdown. The set number is 76005, it has 476 pieces, and its ages 6 through 12. Now, this set is based off of the Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, whatever channel it's on, Ultimate Spider-Man TV show, and I'm not particularly fond of the show at all whatsoever, but I'm not here to rant on the show, as I am here to review this set for you guys, as it does have some pretty sweet minifigures, some really awesome pieces, along with some great minifigures. So, without further ado, before we actually jump onto the set or the minifigures in the set, let's take a look at the box. So the box is rather nice. As you can see, it has the Marvel Superheroes red design behind there, which is basically to represent a city, and you have all the info on the left side, of course. You have the box here showing all the minifigures, comic adventure included, which I will show you in just a second, and then you have the Ultimate Spider-Man logo right there. Why were these sets based off that show? I guess for the kids, but then you have some info on the bottom here, along with more info in different languages on the side here, and you got a little picture of Spider-Man from the show. You have a actual size reference on the top, along with more info. The back of the box, you can see there is all the features that I will be showing you in just a minute. So there's a good look at that. And yeah, other than that, not much else to the box. It's a rather decently sized box. And yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at the minifigures. So we'll start off with the one and only Spider-Man, even though this variant of Spider-Man does come in 2 other sets, but that's not the point. Anyway, you can see that the printing on the face is really fantastic, along with the torso printing, and the printing on the back also makes the front design flow really nicely toward the back. Then you can see the back printing is also pretty decent, but honestly, it's a really simple Spider-Man figure, and it's definitely not my favorite Spider-Man suit, so I'm not going to be that excited about it here, but he does actually come with a web piece, and these are always good to have, especially for Spider-Man. Now we have Jonah Jameson, who was awesome in the comics and awesome in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films. So now we have him in a LEGO set finally, and he is pretty sweet. His hairpiece is molded in a dark bluish gray color, and it just looks really great. His suit that he's wearing, it almost looks light gray on the camera, but it is actually a sand blue color. He has a red tie and a belt, as you can see there. And what's really cool is he also comes with a camera, because he is, the head of the Daily Bugle, and they're journalists. And then you can see there the back printing, nothing really special there. And the face is pretty nice. It's a really calm, kind of standard face, but it does look really great. The mustache and everything about it looks pretty nice, and it definitely looks like it could be a useful head for figures in the future. For just basic combos when you make purist figures. But then you can see he does have a double-sided face, and there's the secondary face where he is angry. And that is more Jonah Jameson-like, because Jonah Jameson is a badass. But yeah, so there's not much else to him. There's your Jonah Jameson. Now we have the Beetle, and the Beetle is a completely dark red figure, and with all of his designs printed on dark red parts. But as you can see, his torso printing is very nice. Has some great designs on there with the belt, the armor, the pouches. Looks really fantastic. This really odd pistol that LEGO seems to be abusing now. And then you can see he does have light gray hands, light bluish gray hands. And then easily the highlight of the figure is the wings. And the wings are just really amazing. As you can see, they have like a hexagon-like texture in them, if you can see it right there. If you just take a good look at that, you can see it. And if you have the figure in person, it is really visible to the human eye, but on camera it doesn't pick up as well. But it is just really fantastic. You can see it a little bit again there, and it is just a really sweet looking piece. And then you can see some text. You can see some like round shaping on the back there. But underneath those wings, there is some back printing. Come on off, wings, you can do it. Wings are meant to fly, so fly away. There we go. And there is the back printing. So once again, some great printing on this figure, and you gotta love these wings. They're just really sweet. And the printing on the head is actually really awesome as well, as you can see there. So overall, it's just a really awesome minifigure. Nova here is really cool, as he features a completely newly molded and designed helmet with some nice red printing on it. You can see he has some dark red translucent studs on his hands, I assume to represent a sort of flying capability that he must have. I don't know much about Nova the character, but as you can see, the torso there has some really nice detailing, along with the back printing as well, which is nearly the same. And then you can see the head is pretty cool, because you can actually take the helmet off, and unlike Batman minifigures, it still looks fairly normal because they're just goggles, and it still looks natural. And then you can see he does also have a double-sided face, so to give you a look at what he looks like with the double-sided, the other facial expression, you can see it does look pretty cool. That is kind of like the fighting facial expression, with just the helmet a bit there. But there you go, and you can see he does feature some dark blue legs, which is also great. So really awesome minifigure. Now, Dr. Doom here, his cape does look maybe slightly screwed up, because I did have to put him in that cockpit, and the cockpit does tend to increase the cape a little bit, but hopefully that's not too big of an issue to you guys. But as you can see, this figure does have some really phenomenal printing, especially on the legs, as you can see there. And then you can see his face is also printed really nicely. To give you a better look at that, there you go. And it looks really fantastic. Right next to his eyes, you can see a little bit of flesh showing through. There is no double-sided face, which is fine because he has this dark green hood. And also, dark green hoods are always awesome to get, considering that color is not exactly common. And then he has, like I already pointed out, the cape, which is also dark green. And dark green capes, once again, are not exactly the most common thing in LEGO sets, so it's also awesome to get those. And then you can see some really nice torso printing there. You can see his costume coming over his chest, along with a belt on the bottom there, and that does continue to the back, which is really awesome. And other than that, that is really it for Dr. Doom, and it's really cool to finally get an official Dr. Doom minifigure that is official to LEGO. And yeah, so that is pretty much it for the minifigures of this set. Alright, so before we dive into the actual set, I want to give you a look at the instruction manuals and the comic book along with the extra pieces. So the first instruction manual, actually the first two, are for the actual DBC building, and then the third instruction manual is for the Doomjet, but there's really nothing special in there. There are no advertisements or any pictures that are important, but where it's all at is definitely in this little comic book here. Now I'm just gonna basically give you a rundown of it. I'm not going to explain, commentate over it, but you can see there is the front. You can pause the video if you actually want to look at the comic. There is the first page. Moving on. So, I mean, it's definitely a really nice comic, really top quality stuff here. It looks really nice. So, yeah, there you go. That is the comic book for this set, and you gotta love the comics that come with these Marvel sets. They're always pretty fun. But yeah, now the actual extra pieces that come with this set, that you actually get a nice quantity of extra pieces here. You can see you get an extra antenna, a light bluish gray connector piece, you get some translucent red studs, 3 of those to be exact. You also get two dark red cheese slopes. You get a flat 1x1 tan tile. Actually, you get 2 of those. You get 3 extra light bluish gray studs. You get a extra hook piece, along with an extra set of wings for Beetle. And these wings, again, are absolutely really cool. And then you also have these extra pieces, an extra black connector, a black G-slope, So extra pieces, always nice to have, and you do get a decent amount of them, more than the previous sets I've reviewed for the 2013 lines. So the actual set here is really awesome. However, it has an enormous amount of stickers. And believe it or not, there are only 2 stickers on the Doomjet. Moving all the minifigures out of the way here. This all okay. So I'm just basically gonna give you a rundown of the stickers first. You have a sticker there, for the DVC logo. You have a sticker on this window, this window, this window, this window, and yeah, just really the front windows. You have about 7 stickers right on the front here, representing like a TV screen. It has Jonah Jameson on it, saying who is Spider-Man, and they cut off the next who is, because obviously they're trying to mimic a motion there. And then you see another DBC logo there, along with, there are more stickers in the back. I'm trying to turn it around here. You have a sticker right here on the drawing board with all the Spider-Man pictures of Spider-Man. That's a sticker there. And then you also have a sticker on this 2x2 white tile there. And give you a closer look at those, as you can see there. And that's pretty much all the stickers for this set. I mean, honestly, that's a lot of stickers, but it definitely it was a little bit more time consuming to put the actual stickers on than I would have hoped, but it wasn't terrible. But the DBC building is just really an amazing play set building. It really has a lot of play features. It's not necessarily meant for, I wouldn't say anything else, but basically to go over the features here, you have opening doors all over the building. You have the 2 main doors here which open up, and then you have 3 opening doors on all 3 floors of the building which open just like that, and there is another one here along with one on the bottom there. So those all open really nicely. You know, they're just door pieces, but they're still pretty cool, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, there are a ton of these little red Technic pieces all over the building. And what these do are pretty much activate playability features. So we'll start with this one here. And what this one is meant to do is you take your Spider-Man and you place him on that little stud there. And then you just push on this Technic part, and then you have Spider-Man spring into action, which that actually works pretty nicely. And then you'll see here, there's another one here. What this does is it pushes the DBC logo right off the building to kind of mimic an explosion, I would assume. So kaboom, and putting that back on. Then you have another one here, which is also another playability feature. So say you get one of the villains on the trapdoor, and then you can pull this Technic part, and then the villain will fall right into the trap door. And it doesn't have to be a villain, it could be whatever, you know. But yeah, and then the other one here, what this does is it makes this window burst out. So I guess if the Beetle or Dr. Doom succeeds in capturing Jonah Jameson, all they gotta do is you basically burst this window right here, and moving Spider-Man out of the way, basically just push on this and that comes right off, and it's pretty cool. So really, I'm not gonna lie, this is a really cool set. I mean, I really like the playability features, and they're just kind of cool. And then the inside of the building is also really nice, as you get like a nice little office room here. You get a rotating chair, you get a little lamp here, a computer screen, a keyboard, and then on the second floor you get another rotating chair, you get a newspaper piece, some pictures of Spider-Man on a board, and then you get a picture of you know, like the true identity of Spider-Man, which obviously is probably fake. And then you get an opening cabinet right here with nothing in it, which is always good. Then you also get a little plant piece right there. You know, it's just, you know, a business building, so they're gonna have nice stuff when you come in. But you can also see there's a spider web right here. You can do whatever you want with that. That can come off pretty easily though, as you just basically take it and push the rod into that little slot there. And then the building does actually come apart, and it's split into 3 sections actually. And if it'll cooperate here, it's not cooperating. Oh yeah, you gotta actually pull off this Technic piece, my bad. So you have to basically pull this off, and then the actual roof part of the building, basically the 3rd floor, will come off. But really, to pull it off, you just get a nice grip on the Technic piece, pull it off, and then this will come right off, as you can see there. And yeah, so pretty much you can get off Spider-Man attaching to the 3rd floor here, and you can get a better look at how that Technic feature works right there. And other than that, it's just really not a whole, no real advantage you get by pulling it off, but it does come off, and that is in fact a feature. So putting the third floor back on, we can take this Technic piece and secure it back down. But before we do that, I'm going to give you a look at how the second floor can also come off of the first. So it basically comes off in the same manner. And basically, to secure the third floor back onto the second, you take the second piece and then just simply put it right back on those two connector pieces there. And other than that, there really isn't a whole lot of, there's nothing really else to this set aside from these balconies here. And these balconies, they're pretty cool. And when I say aside from this set, I mean the actual DVC building. But as you can see, there are two ladders here, two balconies, and you get some ladders there, which is pretty cool. But there's no real space for a minifigure stand. It's not like really minifigure friendly. I don't know what the point of them was, but I guess it does add more realism to the set and more details, because in New York City there are plenty of balconies. But other than that, that is really it for the DVC building. One other thing is that there is an antenna on the top of the building along with a little satellite there. So other than that, there's nothing else to the DVC building, but we still do have a whole Doom jet to go over here, and then we'll move on to the dumpster and lamp. But anyway, as you can see, the Doom jet is pretty cool. It has a simple design, not a whole lot to it. You got some red translucent pieces on the front, in the cockpit there, and you have them on the back as well, the tail end, and then you can see the actual engines here. They can rotate, and that's always good. Like I said before, there are two stickers on this one, here and here, on those two black 2x2 tiles. And then you have a string piece, and what is attached to this string piece, and by the way, the string piece is like pegged into a little, is pegged into the vehicle there. But as you can see, the this little mechanism here, what it is meant for is it is to capture Jonah Jameson. So Dr. Doom can swoop in, and if Jonah Jameson is vulnerable on the ground, then he can just use this device to capture Jonah Jameson and basically grab him. And that is the purpose of that. So other than that, there is two flick fire missiles, and there they are, one there and then on the other side as well. And flick fire missiles, not much to them, so they're just painful if anything. Yeah, so they don't really fire that well. It's kind of hard to get your finger right in the proper position to flick them, and it's not just something you can do without thinking. And then you can see there are two red translucent studs on the back, along with the opening cockpit here. What I hate about putting minifigures that have capes in cockpits is that it just flat out ruins the cape and does that, which is really annoying. And I honestly wish that they wouldn't include minifigures with capes if they're supposed to go in the cockpits, because then the capes lose their proper shape and they look really disformed, and it just doesn't look right. And as you can see, the cockpit, though, it can fit any other minifigure pretty nicely, as you got some slopes in there for this for proper seating, and you also have a 2x2 black tile in there along with a white flat to hold their feet. So other than that, there's really not much else to the Doom jet, unless you include the flaps being able to bend, but it's pretty obvious that they do. Other than that, there's really not much else to the actual Doom jet and DVC building, so that's really that. But we do get a lamp to go with this, and this is just made up of 3 pieces, so it's pretty self-explanatory, as you can see there. And then we get a dumpster. As you can see here, it's pretty simple, but if you push on this, I guess you can have something going on in here. I mean, you can push down on this, and I assume you can put something in there to launch out of it, but I guess you can use it as like a surprise attack thing for Nova here, but it's kind of weird, because obviously you can't actually fit him in there, so I guess you can just kind of get him in a position like this, and then just push down on the flat piece and launch him into action. So fun. Yeah, so other than that, there's really not much else to the set. That's pretty much it. It's a great play set. It has some great playability features, some nice minifigures, and it has just some really fantastic pieces. All those tan pieces, the ladders, the antennas, all the tiles that come with this, the black pieces, the cockpit, all of the, then especially the string piece, and you get another web. We don't see webs very often. So that is about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed and found this review informative, and if you did, be sure to leave a like below, and I'd love to hear your opinion as well in the comments. So if you'd like, be sure to leave those two things. It's up to you. But anyway, that is about it, guys. This is not a bad set. It's definitely a great play set. The minifigures are fantastic, as I said. But that is about it, and I will see you guys later. All right.
Bye.